Yep. So what's up, everybody? So today's featured video, sponsored by nobody, will be Eruption Part 1. Now I play this a lot different than most people. Why? I don't know. I just do it. So we're going to do this in parts, and I'm going to put you nice and close, and we're going to break it down. And I'm going to tell you some of the stuff that he does in here, because I don't see people do that. All right, so the first thing is, you have to think. You have to pretend. If you're doing a cover, you have to pretend, I'm Edward Van Halen. You have to think, I'm Eddie Van Halen. Don't think, let me play Eruption. You are Eruption. That's the biggest mistake that people make. Eddie was all feel. All feel. So let's check this out. So from 12 on the low E, I slide down into A. And then from the third, I slide up to 7 on the fifth with vibrato. Big thing. You also need a phaser. And why this is so genius, and I'm going to tell you at the end of this, Eruption was edited. He told me that himself, and I'll explain why, and I'll show you what the actual part over this next part. And we're going to do this in many stages, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do it, so that you don't have to fast forward to a lot of commercials with an hour-long video, and you could skip to whatever part it is. And if that's the part you need to work on, you can. So the genius behind this is it's playing out of A, and the fifth of A is the perfect resolve, E, the fifth. Now, he's working out of A pentatonic, so you're going to go to here, which is the 5th fret of the 5 string. And you want to palm mute this. So my hand is laying on the string. Don't mind that. My wife was checking out fingernail polish for the show. By the way, Monday I got my tooth. So you're going to palm mute to here. And then pinch. Pinch at the same time you pull. You gotta have that wide vibrato. Now this is into the tricky part, which I don't see a lot of people play. And I do it like this. But here's where I think they're wrong. So every other one, I throw that note in. So it's 2nd string, and then to 8, and back down, and then open, and 3rd string on 8. And I started with the open. And there's where I differ. I don't see a lot of people play it, and it sounds like this. It sounds more like it than I've heard. And then I do this. 2nd string, 3rd string. Third string, 2nd, and open. I've seen him do that many times in front of me. This part I wasn't sure, but to me, that sounds more like it, especially at the speed. So this part, a lot of people play it just like this. I play it like this. I alter it again like this. You could throw that in. He did those kind of scales a lot. So that's what I think he's doing. 3 on 4, 4th fret. Pull off. 4th string. And then back. And he rolls back and forth. That sounds more than... That sounds a little more like it to me. I don't know, this is how I play it, so... And then all the way down. And then the low E dive-bomb. And then up with the A. So you go down with the E, and the revolve, the A. So the walk starts here on the third. You can play this here, or I've seen him play that many different ways. And then this part, let's bring this down. Again, my studio's a mess. This is, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 on the second string and first string. You gotta get the vibrato on with that bend. That double stop. So you gotta kind of bend it at the same time as you're going up. And the vibrato. So we'll end it and call the first part there. It's at like 9 minutes. And then we'll get into the... Now that's I do that a little different too. But for me, it sounds a little more like it. And you have to remember a few things is when I learned this way ahead beforehand, I learned without YouTube, so I had to learn by ears, and this is a great lesson as well. I would advise everybody on here to actually get a cassette player, a boombox with a CD player, and try to figure it out instead of watching YouTube videos. Now, how I learned was by ear. I took lessons on theory, but you have to remember, when Van Halen came out, Nobody knew what the hell he was doing. Nobody had, and he was turning his back when he was playing it. Oh, let me show you what he showed me. Now, a lot of people don't talk about this, and I don't even know if a lot of people know about it. And you probably, I don't know. So, after this whole part, he went like, let's see. So it was edited. The solo was way longer, like 5 minutes. He went, and he did all his part. He did Spanish Fly, which wasn't Spanish Fly at the time. That was actually a part of Eruption, and it was his warm-up. And the thing was, it was so long, they told him he couldn't put it on record. So Eruption is actually an edited version of his warm-up. And he specifically told me this himself. And that part actually was after it, the run. So, and he said, well, to make it not sound the same like another Eruption, he played it on acoustic guitar and added more parts, which became Spanish Fly. Very, very clever. This is the cleverness of Eddie Van Halen. I mean, it's unbelievable how clever he was. And for me, he is the greatest guitar player that ever lived. And why? Now, let's just say he wouldn't exist without Clapton. He wouldn't exist without Beck. There's a lot of factors, but he also expanded on what he learned. And what he learned was wow, that came way down. Check, 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 check. So what he learned was he never played everything the same. Nobody talks about his rhythm playing. His rhythm playing is unbelievable. Those hooks he wrote wasn't just a solo and tapping. You take a look at some of the stuff he does. You know, like Beautiful Girls, Mean Street. His rhythm playing is unbelievable. His lead playing was unbelievable. His sound. He created new sound. He created a new guitar, the Frankenstrat. Everybody was obsessed with his sound. And a lot of people lose sight of the fact that he was a field player. A lot of stuff is off time. And you can hear that. It'll actually, if you learn a lot of Van Halen, it will mess up your timing a little bit unless you go backwards and play a lot of time stuff. Learn Van Halen, and then it's tough for you because you're a counter. A lot of guys that count can't play Van Halen. I'm a field player. Even though I count or know where parts are or when they're coming, I do count, but I try not to. Music is about feeling and emotion. So like, some of the stuff, you know, and that is another whole aspect of playing. The Dream Theater, Queensryche, even if you don't like progressive metal, it has a lot of emotion and feel to it, but at the same time, it's very technically counted. It's precise. That's even harder to do because to create emotion and a feel with timing doesn't make sense. It's like an oxymoron. That was one of the things that he specifically told me. Again, we're going to do this in a series of parts. Hopefully I feel a little bit better. And this way you can go to every part and not go through an hour of video trying to find all the time marks. And I hope you enjoyed the Van Halen stories. And I'll say, man, I was very fortunate in life to meet a lot of cool people, you know, and be friends around people, you know, like Eric, who got us a show with Vinny at Peace and wants to book us here and there. He's Great Way. Brett Carlisle's manager and worked for Great Way for years. And now he has his own company and books people in AON with Brett Carlisle. AON's a phenomenal if you like hair metal, check out AON. AON. They were George Lynch's backup band. They're kids. They're like 20s. Unbelievable. And Brett's an unbelievable singer. Brett, I got someone coming. Joey Scar. And if you guys haven't seen my singer, and I don't want to get copywritten struck, but you go on Joey Scar, Skar. He's got like Sweet Child of Mine and some other covers and stuff he does. Now, he sings for me. He's a guitar player, and he will be playing some guitar. He just got over throat cancer. and he's good now, so he's back. And he's done shows with like LA Guns and Shotgun Messiah, which I know some of you guys are huge fans. He actually played in the band. I think he played bass for a while, filling in. And the guy that's playing bass for my band is actually, he's filled in playing with bands. He's not a bass player, he's a guitar player who can actually out shred me. He's like one of these technical picking shred guys, like that picks everything, like a Petrucci or something. He's that kind of guy. But he's playing bass, but he's also toured with 38 Special and other bands like that, so it's going to be an interesting show. And then my buddy Brian, he's friends with Audie from Great White and some other bands, but he played in a local band called Project X, and he's played with some people too. But it should be a really fun show. So, and I know Patrick Johansson's coming out from Ingve. I just put him on. He will go on the guest list, and a couple other friends and my wife and kids. So again, Crazy Uncle Mike's May 1st, Thursday. If you're in the area, it is. It's a kids all ages friendly show. I don't know how much tickets are or anything. You'd have to go maybe on Sabbath nights or something, or check out tick prices, or click on Uncle Mike's page. Crazy Uncle Mike's is what it's called in Boca. And then you can see everything that's on there. So I hope you enjoyed the video, some of the stories. Peace out.